The latest numbers are in, and Social Security benefits will be increasing by this amount if all else stays the same. This includes all benefits administered by Social Security, such as retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, and VA benefits. I have all the details for you, including the exact numbers of how much benefit checks would be increasing in real dollars in your bank account every single month. So, with that being said, let's jump into it and discuss all those details. First off, thanks so much for liking and sharing the video. Also, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. It's totally free to do so. I'm here for you every single day, so please subscribe down below. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. Let me talk you through the numbers. Alright, so we just got some new information. This is the first of 3 data points that we need to determine exactly how much your benefit raise is going to be. I want to say this quickly. It's not the best thing in the world, but it is certainly better than it could have been. It could have gone down substantially more than this, so it's still holding relatively steady here, which is looking pretty good for the beneficiary. But at the end of the day, I recognize that, just as much as you do, we need like a 50% raise, a 100% raise, right? I totally get that right now. But at the end of the day, just remember this much, it could always be a lot worse. Based on the new inflation data that we just received yesterday morning, the CPIW came in at 2.9%. However, remember the way that they calculate the raised benefits is by using the third quarter inflation from now compared over the third quarter from last year. They compare the difference, and that turns into the COLA for the following year. Does that make sense? Based on the 2.9% CPIW that we got yesterday, we're looking at a new potential COLA that will be announced here in a couple of months. By the way, this is not the official announcement, but when that's officially announced, it's looking as of right now at 2.6%. I know it's not great, it's not huge, but at the end of the day, it could have been significantly worse than that. So let's look at the positive side of this. I know sometimes it's hard to do, but it could have been way worse than that. However, let me share with you some real dollar amounts. We all want to know, 2.6%, that's nice, but what does it mean for us and our benefits? What does it mean for real money in our pocket at the end of the day? All of us want to know the same thing. How much money does that translate into in my pocket, in my bank account? So that's what I want to share with you. I'm going to run through some numbers here. I've already run the calculations for you, and I'm going to give you a bunch of numbers, rounding to the nearest $100. But here's the thing, just take the $100 amount closest to yours, and it'll get you within about $1 or $1.50 or so of where your benefit raise would actually land. Does that make sense? I can always come back and run these more precisely once we get the official announcement, but let me give you these numbers. If you're receiving a $600 monthly benefit, applying a potential 2.6% raise to that benefit would increase your benefits by $16 a month. If you're receiving a $700 monthly benefit right now, applying a potential 2.6% raise to that would increase your monthly benefit by $18 a month. Again, not a ton of money, but it's certainly better than nothing. If you're receiving an $800 monthly benefit, applying a potential 2.6% raise to that would increase your benefit by $21 a month. I wish it were $210, but sorry I said that incorrectly. It's $21 a month. For an $800 monthly benefit, that's what it would translate into. If you're receiving a $900 monthly benefit, applying a potential 2.6% raise to that would increase your benefits by $23 a month. If you're getting a $1,000 monthly benefit, applying a potential 2.6% raise to that would increase your benefits by $26 a month. If you're getting a $1,100 monthly benefit, applying a potential 2.6% raise to your $1,100 monthly benefit would increase your benefit by $28 a month. So, as you can see with these numbers, it's not a ton. Obviously, the bigger the benefit that you have, the more of a raise you're going to get, because that's just how it works when calculating percentages and rounding numbers. That's just how it works. The bigger the number, the bigger the outcome. Obviously, the bigger the benefit you have, the more of a raise you're going to get. That's just how it works when you're calculating percentages and rounding numbers. The bigger the number, the bigger the outcome or sum. Does that make sense? It's not a ton, I completely recognize this. Now, here's what's also interesting. We continue to see that inflation is moving up. In fact, on a year-over-year basis, as I mentioned in the video yesterday, we see that shelter prices are still up 0.4% on a month-over-month basis and 5.1% on a year-over-year basis. Meanwhile, food prices were up 0.2% on a month-over-month basis, and they continue to report food was up only 1.1% year-over-year. I'm not sure if I buy that, but that's what the report is showing as of now. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if all else stays the same and we end up with a 2.6% raise, this is what it would look like. The good news, and potentially the bad news, is that we still have 2 more reports to go before we get the official announcement from Social Security about what the COLA will be. The good news is that the COLA could come in higher. The bad news is that it could still come in lower. If I have to give you my best estimate, and again, I said this in the video yesterday, but I want to repeat it quickly. If I have to narrow it down to a 0.5 percentage point range as to where the COLA is likely to land with the highest probability, here's my best guess. This is within a 0.5% range. There are others who provide much broader ranges, such as between 1% and 4%. That's something anyone could guess. But I'm giving you a range of 2.4% to 2.9% based on the latest numbers. This is my best guess right now. In another month, when we get the next inflation data point, I'll be able to provide a much closer range, probably within 0.2%. But for now, I think the range of 2.4% to 2.9% is where we're likely to land. I hope this helps a little bit. Let's try to look at the positive side. I know it can be frustrating. Finances are tough, and many people are struggling, including seniors and those with disabilities living on a fixed income. I get it. I see the comments down below. But at the end of the day, remember it could be 0. A 0% raise is a real option too. If you had to choose, wouldn't you rather have the 2.4%, 2.6%, or 2.9% rather than a potential 0%? I highly doubt it will be 0. Inflation would have to be very negative for the next couple of months to result in a 0 increase, and that's just not likely to happen. I hope this helps you. Please subscribe down below if you haven't already. Share the video with your friends on social media using the share button below, and like the video if you're right there. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. You can find the ones I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or at the top of the comment section. Also, check out the videos popping up on your screen right now. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much for your support. Enjoy your day, take care, and I'll see you again in the next video.